So a new search area, sightings from multiple planes, a close-up photo of possible debris. Should we be hopeful or skeptical? I want to bring in our expert panel. We have Miles O'Brien, CNN aviation analyst and a science correspondent for PBS NewsHour, and Peter Goals, CNN aviation analyst as well, former managing director of the NTSB. So I'm going to channel probably some of our viewers' frustration here, as well as many observers, and God knows the families involved. Frustration at the idea that you had the search area they were convinced of, 700 miles to the south. You threw a lot of resources at it. Now today they move it north. Peter, you and I were talking before, and you explained to me how this change came about. A new team from the NTSB looked at the data. Is that right?
Yeah, an expanded team where, whenever you got a tough issue and they weren't getting response to their first analysis, you bring in fresh eyes to say, what have we missed? Have we missed anything? Can we take it to a different level? And in this case, they really are breaking new ground. There's not a lot of data to build on. They're working off of very complex math that is well beyond my skills. And it's like if you start at the decimal point, they're fooling around out at 12 digits out there, looking at the numbers there. And when they adjusted it, it gave them the new site. With time dwindling, they decided to go.
So just to be clear, we're talking about a rounding area, several places to the right of the decimal point?
They were way to the right of the decimal point as they were doing their calculations.
And significant enough that when you plug it into whatever equations,
when you have time and distance,
it adds up to 700 miles.
It added up to 700 miles.
That's incredible. Miles, I want to ask your just impression of that. I find this interesting, this detective, mathematical, scientific police operation that they're doing here. But you and I, just yesterday, we were talking about the excitement of these satellite photos way down south. It began to look like a pattern of debris. When you hear this new information, do you have confidence that they're confident?
Well, no. And it's, as devastating as it is for all of us, imagine being the family members and thinking of this narrow window of time that is available to try to do some searching. This idea that the plane was going faster, that was out there a long time ago. And it seems to me the investigation had a difficult time organizing itself and bringing in this kind of expertise that we're talking about in a timely way. You have a combination of national pride and national rivalries in the region that have conspired against the investigation moving in a timely way, and couple that with the fact that you're in a terrible place to search with winter coming. It's a rock meeting a hard place.
Now, to be fair, they're dealing with imperfect information. They're using their best guess, granted with some great assets, great satellites and search planes and so on. You made the point that this is actually a smart thing to do. You haven't had luck down south. So you take another look at the data, you bring in a fresh pair of eyes, right?
Exactly.
Is that smart in an investigation like this?
And it's not as though we've done this before. This is the first time we've used, the Doppler math, the first time we've used the Inmarsat pings. This has never been done before. Yep. So part of it is you learn as you go ahead. And, I know the guys that are working on this, they are very smart guys, and they're working 24 hours a day. And they're doing the very best that can be done on this.
Here's another discrepancy I want to run by you, Miles, because the Malaysian officials said today that this new search area could still be consistent with the search area we were talking about just yesterday, the satellite photos 700 miles to the south, that the currents might have brought stuff down there that's connected between those sites. But other oceanographers we've talked to have said, no, the currents don't work that way. I mean, again, it's an unanswerable question to some degree, right? But how can you explain that discrepancy?
I think the currents are the currents, and we should defer to the oceanographers. It's not like they speed up, randomly. Right. So I think, once you understand what's happening with those currents, that's at least a constant. There's so many variables here when you think about it: altitude, speed, distance, how much fuel, how much fuel did they burn in that first leg before they turned around? All of those things make for a story problem in math with too many variables.
Right. And they got to keep in, and they just changed one variable, right? I wonder if I can. I want to bring up this picture that's gotten a lot of play today of this close-up of interesting object in the water right now. You both know a lot about airplanes. You look at that square there. It's not a lot to go on. Does that strike you as something connected to an airplane? Peter, I'll give you the first chance.
Miles and I were looking at it. We both said it does not ring a bell. We both are saying, planes tend to be more aerodynamic. I mean, we can't tell what size that is. Is it a mattress? I mean, it didn't excite me.
I don't think we have any idea the dimensions of it, but generally, if you think about an airplane when you get on it, there's not many things that are square or rectangular.
Right.
They're swept back and they're curved, and that's just the way an airplane is built. So it's hard to think what that is.
Okay, fair enough. One more point as again we look at the data here. So they've discovered that the plane was going faster early on in the flight, which has now adjusted their calculations as to where it ended up. Does that increase the likelihood of some sort of catastrophic event in the cockpit? Would there be conditions where the pilot, in light of that, such an event, would speed the plane up to get to safe harbor, to get to a safe airport? Is that anything of a clue?
It does fit with a scenario where a speed and altitude was pre-programmed in for some reason. In the midst of an emergency, did he select a speed and an altitude? And the plane would have held that. And maybe it was a speed that was very close to what we call the red line, the maximum speed of the aircraft, which you'd want to do if you were trying to return to an airport quickly. So that does all make sense, and it does fit in with some sort of mechanical failure. You know, the question is, were those 2 additional turns that we saw based on this Inmarsat data, are those real or not? I'm not so sure anymore. So there's so many questions that have been reopened. Maybe the case for something that was either a bomb causing decompression or a mechanical failure, maybe that case is stronger today.
Peter?
I don't think
plane speeds up sign of something?
It could be, but it still doesn't explain why you turn off the transponder and the ACAR system. So I think it might advance it a little bit, but you can't tell yet.
One thing that becomes clear here, clearly, this is it's an evolving intelligence operation. They're working with imperfect data, and they're adjusting right as they go. I mean, that's really what we have to say, isn't it? And to explain to our viewers who have to be frustrated with the constant false alarms.
And they've got the 30-day deadline of the Pinger batteries perhaps expiring if they haven't already. So they feel pressure to really get one last search while the pingers are going. If they find some wreckage, they're going to drop a device into the ocean, see if they can pick up something.
All right. Well, thanks
They
very
gotta
much.
do it.